Hi and welcome. In today's tutorial we are going to make a flip page logo animation in DaVinci Resolve. For this tutorial we will need some pictures. I have already loaded 5 pictures which are of high definition or a resolution of 1280 by 720. You can use your own images. Now I will create a new Fusion composition. Maybe make this 15 seconds and name it flip page. I will drag the flip page to the timeline and now I will move to the Fusion tab. Let's bring the picture 1. I will rename this to T1, which means top 1. And now I will need to add a mask to it. So I will select it, Control Space, rectangle. Let's rename this to R1, top R1. And now I'll copy and paste this and rename it top R2. Now if I view it on the left window by hitting number 1, this is what I see. I will go to this rectangle, increase the width, and we can do the same for the height. I will add the corner radius to 0.1 or 0.05. Next we go to the second rectangle. In the paint mode we select minimum. Now I make the width of 1 and we need to move it up. Change the Y position to 0.75. And now we are seeing the top part of the image. It is important to divide one image in 2 parts, the top part and the bottom part, so that we can animate them separately, but in the end they will look like one image or a single image. Now we can move and add the bottom part. I can copy this node and paste it on the right side, and we will name this bottom one, B1. Copy this. Now we can copy these rectangles and paste them here. I will rename them to BR2 and BR1 for bottom rectangle 1 and bottom rectangle 2. Let's view this on the right window. By hitting number 2, we need to move the Y position from 0.75 to 0.25. And now I will move this node up here. Now we need to move to the 3D space. So I will add an image plane after the top and the bottom parts of this image. Control Space, image plane. I will name this IPT1 for image plane top 1, and I will do the same. Copy and paste this, add it to the bottom part. I will rename this to IPP1 for image plane bottom 1. Now we need to add a merge 3D node. Merge 3D, and then we will drag and connect it to the merge 3D, and I will drag this too. Let's save this project. And now if I view the merge 3D node, this is the full animation, this is the full image. And now where I can work with the rotation of each part separately. So if I go to the image plane, go to the transform tab and change the X rotation, you see that I can move it the top part. And now if I go to the bottom one, transform and rotate it, I get the other part to be animated. And this is the core thing for this tutorial, the main thing. Next I can add a render 3D just so that we can connect it to the media out. and we will connect it to the media out, and I will move the media out to be seen on the right screen. Since the animation, the whole animation will start with this first image which will be revealed, I will start with animating the bottom part of this image. So I go to IPB1, frame 0, I will add a keyframe, then go to frame 5, add a keyframe as well, and now I will change actually in the frame 0, I will change the X rotation to -90, and if I play it, you see that the bottom part is revealed, and now I want immediately after that the top part to be animated as well. I'll go to the frame 5, add a keyframe, and then frame 10, add a keyframe, and then I will go to frame 10 and put the number 90. Now one important thing I forgot to do is to, as you can see here, the image can be seen on the back side of the plane. To remove that, because we don't need it, select the image plane node, go to controls, visibility, and click call faces the back part only. So now we can see only the front part but not the back part, and we will need to do the same for the bottom section of the image. Now the animation is done for this first image. I will also need to smooth the animation, so I will select IPT1 and go to the spline. Let's view it here, zoom to fit, and I will select the 2 points, Shift S to smooth it. Now let me try and move this upwards so that we get an animation like this for the top part. And now I can go to the bottom part, spline, do the opposite. Shift. I will do this the opposite, move this right point to this position, so that you will see why I'm doing this later when we will reveal another image. You will get a nice flip page effect by doing the smoothing this way. Let's close the spline. Now let me organize this a bit better. I will group these two rectangles. I will name it mask top. Group this also, mask bottom. And now one important thing we will need to do here is to connect these two images into some properties of these two images into one. So to do that, I will need to select both of the image planes. I want to connect the bottom part to the top part, so whatever we change here on the top part for those properties will be applied to this bottom part. What I like to do is go here, go to this transform tab. I want the Z translation to be connected to the top part, because as the animation plays, the image will move forward and backwards accordingly. You will see it later. So to do that, I will hit the equal sign to add an expression. Now you click to this plus sign, hold it, then move it on top of this, wait until it is revealed, go to the transform tab, and in translation Z, and this is the expression which will be added. So we are linking the image plane top 1 Z or Z position to this one. Whenever I move the Z position of this image plane, of the top image plane, the Z position of the bottom image will be changed as well. And I need to link another property. I will go to the controls of the image plane bottom one, go to visibility, right click, expression, and now I will click the plus sign, go here, wait until it is revealed, and go and move your mouse here. Don't release your left mouse button, you just need to keep it all the time on so that it can be revealed, and then select the visible property. Now as you can see, this visible property of this node is connected to the visible property of this node. If I change the visibility of this one, the bottom part will not be visible as well, or vice versa. We will also need that because one image will not be visible the whole time. As soon as the animation of the second or the next image is completed, that image will not be visible anymore. So if I add another image now, when that other image starts to reveal, this image needs to go backwards a little bit in 3D position, in 3D space. And then after the second image or the next image is revealed, this image will be invisible. We need to make it invisible because it's not required anymore. And now we will need to add some expression to the image plane top one. I will change this by an expression. So what I need for this image, as I said, will be visible only until the second image is completely revealed. So the second image will be revealed in frame 15, because every animation of each image lost only 10 frames, which means that by frame 15 the bottom part of the next image will be revealed and it will cover this image, so it will be invisible from this point. I will go here and type IIF it for if time, meaning that if the frame is bigger than 0 and time is smaller than 15, so if the time is between frame, or if the frame of the animation is between 0 and 15, we want this to be visible, otherwise 0, it will be invisible. Let me drag this animation. If we move past frame 15, the image is not visible anymore. We will need to add also a expression for the Z translation of the image plane top 1, which will then be also applied to this image plane bottom 1, because we linked them together before. I will go here and hit equals. Now what I want to do here is, when the full animation for one picture is completed, in this case is frame number 10, this image needs to go a little bit backwards so that the next image is moved forward, and that will be visible on the camera on the screen. So I will go here, IIF, if time is greater than 0 and time is smaller than 10, then this image will be in front. That's why it has 0 on the Z translation. If not, then we will move it a little bit backwards, minus 0.002. So let me move this on the timeline. Just check this value here. If I move it from frame 0 to frame 10, it's 0, and then boom, if we move past frame 10, it goes to minus 0.002. And now we made the basement for this whole animation. Now to add more images, we will just need to copy these nodes and these properties and just adjust them slightly, change the numbers on the timeline when they will be visible, and also the numbers of the frames or the time when they will be in front and in the back. One thing we can utilize here is, as I don't want this whole timeline to be rendered. I just want it to be rendered by the frame 30. You can go here and change this number to 30. So now if I play this, only that part of the timeline will be played. And in this way we will more easily or more clearly focus on the only on that part of the animation we are working on. And also this will save some processing time. Now to add another image, I will go here in the media, I will add this image 2. We need to rename that. And now it's very important to copy the image plane from the previous image and not just create a new one, because we will copy all the properties, we just need to change them slightly. You will see that in a minute. So copy this, Ctrl C, go to this node, Ctrl V to paste it. I will rename this to IPT2. Now we need to add the mask to this image as well, and then connect it to the Merge 3D 1 node. And now if I move this to the left screen, we have the second image. Let me add the bottom part as well. We can copy this node, move it here, hit B2, then we will copy this node. Select B2 node, paste it, rename it to IPB2, then add the mask here and connect it to the Merge 2 node. Now this bottom part is also added. Now here's the cool trick. We just need to move the animation of this bottom picture or the second picture slightly, so we select the IPT2 node, go to the keyframes, and here in the 3 dots menu I will just select show only selected and reveal this. Now we can change everything here. So I want to move this animation. So the animation of the top part of the first image started from frame 5 to frame 10. Now for the second one will start from frame 15 to 20, because from frame 10 to 15 the bottom part of the second image will be played. So I select it and move it. Make sure you move it to the frame 15. As you can see, it is snapping. To disable snapping, right click, go to options, auto snap points and hit none. And now snapping is disabled, we can move that to frame 15. Since the second image will need to move from position -002 in z-axis to position 0 after the animation of the first image is done. We will hit here 10 and we will change this to 20. So make sure you hit enter and the values are applied, because sometimes it happens that even if you change the numbers, the values will not be applied and you will get wrong result. And we will also need to change the visibility for this image. It will start to be visible from frame 5, because at that point the top part of the first image will start to animate and move down. That's why in that point we need this next image to be visible. So we will type here 5. And since the whole animation for one image, or the whole lifetime for an image, is 15 seconds, or it's 20 seconds, we will add 25 here. So the second image now, the image plane 2, will be visible only from frame 5 to frame 25. So if I move to previous image plane, and view the result, the values, they are 0, 10 and 0, 15. And here we change them to 10, 20 for the Z offset and for visibility 5 to 25. And now we will need to do the same for the bottom part. Select the bottom image plane, go to Keyframes. Now the changes here are slightly different. We will change the animation first, move it from frame 05 to frame 1015. Okay, this is good. And now, since the bottom part was only connected to the Z translation of the top image plane, we just have to change the number. So this will be connected to the IPT2, and also the visibility will be connected to IPT2 as well. So whenever this is visible, this will be visible as well. If this is invisible, this will be invisible too. And now if I play the animation, from frame 0 to 30, you see that on the right screen you see that we are getting the desired image. Well, looks like we applied the wrong spline smoothing for these two planes. We can go and fix that quickly. Go to the spline. Now if I play the animation, you see that the flipping effect is more realistic. And now we will continue adding the other pictures. I will just show you how to add 3 more images here. So the process now will be only copy and pasting and changing some values. So now go and add picture 3. Rename it to T3, then copy the image plane, paste it here, rename it to IPT3, add the mask, connect it to the merge 3D node, then select the image plane, go to Keyframes. We will change the animation first, so it goes from 15 to 20. We need to move it to 25 to 30. Just align this first, this left starting point to the frame 25. And now the time when the Z offset needs to move from -002 to 0 is between frame 30 and frame 40. For this animation, for this image. And now let me play this. The first image is revealed. Then, since the second image starts, the top part of the second image starts to flip down in frame 15, we need the visibility of the third image to start from frame 15. And if we add 20 frames to it, it will be 35. Let's add the bottom part, copy it here, paste it here, P3, copy this image plane, IPB3, connect the mask, connect this to the merge 3D node. Let's change the keyframes for this animation. Now this animation goes from 10:15 to 20 to 25. Just make sure you align this left starting point. And this is simple for the bottom part. We just need to change this to number 3 for Z offset and the visibility. So it needs to be connected to this node. And now if we play, let's change this to 35. If we play the full animation, Actually, I made a mistake. I need to change this from frame 20 to frame 30. And now we have the good animation. We'll move quickly and add other images as well. And now the last image will be the logo. I mean, following this same process, you can add as much images as you want. I will finish it with 5 images. The last one will be my logo image. And the difference in the animation of this logo is that this logo, after it is revealed, it will stay on the screen, will not flip anymore because the animation is done there. So we will need to just do a little change on that. I will show you it in a minute. Now here the top part of the logo will not need to be animated anymore, so we go to the IPT5 node and we need to remove this keyframes over here. So I will go there, remove the keyframe. We'll need to remove the keyframes here, but this value needs to go and be 0. Now, if I do a final play, the logo stays. And we will also need to change the visibility expression so that if time is bigger, we just need to delete this part. If time is bigger than 35, which means after frame 35 and as long as the animation or this clip lasts, this image plane will be visible. It only will be invisible before the frame 35. And now, as you can see, the logo will not become invisible after frame 35. Let me render this from frame 0 to frame 70. Now we will add an ambient light, point light. We will add a camera 3D and move the camera backwards so that this is visible to the screen. As you can see, we have a line here which we don't want it. To fix that, we go to the mask and in the BR2 node we just move that slightly up by 0.005. Now the line is not visible, but we will also need to extend the height for that amount so that nothing is cropped from the bottom part of the image. Now we will enable lighting and shadows for the renderer. Let's select camera 3D one here, change this to OpenGL renderer, enable lighting and shadows, and now we need to change the values for the ambient light and point light. For the intensity of the ambient light, I will type 0.8811. Now we go to the point light. I will add an intensity of 0.386. And now we need to change the position of it as well. For translation X, I will add 388. Then for the Y, 0.1493, and for the Z position 0.7534. Now if we play the animation, we get maybe a plastic look here, because now the images are affected by lights, which gives us a really nice animation, a really nice effect. Next thing you can do is animate the camera. So in the beginning, the camera will start somewhere here. Go to frame 0, translation, add a keyframe. Then by frame 100, maybe I will move it backwards so that the image is revealed on the screen, the final image. And I will also want to move it a little slightly to the right, but it will start maybe from this point. I will add the keyframe here. I will use a target at this time, and then by the frame, by the end, it will move maybe on the right a little bit so that we get this effect. Something like this. Now let me change the rendering range to 0, from 0 to 100, and play the final animation. And the last thing you can do is maybe add motion blur 5 maybe to the render 3D node, and then just render the clip. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell icon. You can see more DaVinci Resolve tutorials by clicking the card in the left upper corner above. Leave your comments and questions in the comment section below. And with you guys, see you next time. Bye.